Hello everybody. Hello guys.
Sorry for the delay. Yay, we're live.
Yeah.
So we tried this at 8 o'clock and technical difficulties.
Internet just didn't want to work for us.
So we're here.
Yes, we are here. Back at it again with another live talk.
Yes.
This time we're going to be talking about postpartum high blood pressure.
We have both experienced this.
Yes, we did.
So I'll talk a little bit about my experience first. My last pregnancy, and my son is now 12 months, I didn't have any kind of high blood pressure during pregnancy. However, during labor and delivery, that's when I started to have some high blood pressure issues, which actually also happened to me my previous pregnancy. Where during labor and delivery, I tend to have high blood pressure, which I could say could be kind of normal because your body's going through a lot. Anywho, after that, I was followed, and my blood pressure would not go back down to its normal rate after delivery and all that. So I started experiencing like my hands unsteadiness, tingles throughout my arms. Pretty scary. Home with a newborn, had a C-section, emergency C-section, and felt numbness a lot. There's times where I literally thought I was gonna have a stroke and I'm gonna die because I couldn't understand what my body was doing and why I was feeling like one side of my body is feeling numb, or I was paranoid and terrified. So that's kind of my experience with it. Not a good experience. Those were some of my symptoms, the ones that stand out the most to me. What about you?
Okay, so my experience was a little different, extremely different. With my first daughter, I was also a lot younger. Didn't have any problems at all. Now this pregnancy, as soon as I was pregnant, the doctor was like, "Oh, your blood pressure is kind of high," and I'm like, "What?" I've never worried about my blood pressure. So they're like, "We're just gonna keep a watch as you go through your trimesters and see if it raises some." So I didn't feel any symptoms. My doctor would keep on asking me, are you experiencing short of breath, loss of vision or blurry vision, or other symptoms of high blood pressure? And I'd be like, no. So close to Adisha's, birth, I got called in to go into the hospital because my blood pressure had risen so high. And they kept on asking me these questions like, are you feeling any numbness? Are you experiencing feeling like vomiting? And I'm like, I'm not experiencing any of this. What, can I go home? And they're like, nope, we're gonna have an emergency C-section. If you go home, you'll die. It's pretty much what they said. So I had Adisha, and my blood pressure still wouldn't go down. So I had to go and follow up. I had to take pills, which I don't like doing. Yeah.
I got put on medication too, which I absolutely hated. And they tell you can't come off it. You have to gradually wean yourself off, or it can cause more harm than good. And I'm not going to say blah, 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 because they're professionals and they know what they're talking about. Which brings us to our disclaimer. We are not health professionals.
At all.
If you're having issues, any type of health issues, please see your family doctor, get their recommendation, take it seriously. Even though I'm making faces, it is serious.
Right.
And I get it, because some of us want to go a more natural pathway, which nothing's wrong with that, but you should still seek some type of professional or expertise to deal with any type of high blood pressure issue, because it is serious. And like I said, I felt like I was going to die. I felt like I was going to have a stroke. And
that's
I'm like,
a scary feeling.
I'm like, there's too many people depending on me. I can't die. I can't.
And that's raising your blood pressure even more.
And it probably was.
Yes.
All that pressure as moms that we put on ourselves to get it done, be there for everybody, and yet, you know, so that's probably a contributing factor
Yes,
to
absolutely.
it not being able to come down right away. Just that fear. So yes, if you're having these kind of issues, please seek professional guidance and help.
Yes.
Aside from that, we are going to give you tips and things that we felt like we've tried, worked for us. You know, from a health food standpoint, or things that we made adjustments with our dietary
and
lifestyle
yes,
to help combat the issue. So first, getting physical. Physical activity, extremely important for the cardiovascular, which is heavily affected, or heavily affects the blood pressure. So for me, I started Zumba.
Yes.
Damn near immediately.
Zumba's life.
And so my cardio is great. So I do that, like maybe 5 times a week if I'm on a good week, 3 if not. But yeah, so I like any type of, if it's walk, you don't have to join the studio, but you know, that can help. But even if it's walking, that's how we met.
Right. And
walking.
my mom, she had high blood pressure. She started walking an hour a day, and within a month it went away.
Right. So yeah, so getting physical, walking, jogging, doing some sets up and down your stairs if you have stairs. If you work in an office, if you live in an apartment, taking the stairs instead of the elevator every now and again. I know it sounds like, ugh, but
you gotta
just
do
something to help that physical activity. Get a Fitbit, helps you stay accountable for your steps that you're putting in. I finally found mine after like a month.
Oh.
Kids.
Oh, right.
And so, yeah, so physical activities to just help that cardio is the first and foremost.
Yes.
Once you can get that, make that a habit, that will be life-changing in and of itself.
Yes.
So in terms of dietary tips, I'll let you speak on a few of them and then...
Okay, sure. So we discovered the DASH diet. So what that includes is low-fat dairy, milk or yogurt, but not cheese.
Yeah, cheese isn't considered in a part of this, what you can have in that sense. So,
and flax seeds. Now, it's best digested when it's ground up.
So you can buy them whole, grind them yourself. If you have a serious,
barn,
if you have a serious blender or bulk barn to get the ground version, or I mean, like I saw them at Walmart.
Oh,
yeah, like in the health food section or where you get vitamins, they had, you know, ground flax seeds, already organic ground flax seeds there, even at Walmart.
Okay,
so,
that's good. And dark chocolate. I was gonna say, but dark chocolate is an acquired taste. Yes.
I find that when I was younger, I didn't really like dark chocolate, but now I'm like, oh yes.
You have sophisticated palates.
Yeah, exactly. So dark chocolate, 70% or more is better.
Yes.
So that can help. So yay.
Exactly.
Ask for chocolate for high blood pressure.
Right?
Whoop, whoop. Okay.
Also olive oil.
Yeah, and you're cooking and you're baking. As the suggested serving on the bottles or what have you. That can help. Beets for immediate results. Juicing beets will give you, and having a glass will give you immediate results within like 6 hours. So I'm not saying to try to trick a doctor or anything and have a glass of beet and apple juice right before, a few hours before your appointment to help just give you instant.
But you're only tricking yourself.
You are only tricking yourself. But that can help you. Even if you just want something to make you feel better because you're having the trembles or you're feeling the numbness. And if you want some immediate gratification to alleviate the symptoms, some beet juice can help like immediately.
There we go.
Pistachios.
Yes. There's actually a sale on them. I had Food Basics. I got some today. $3.99. Unsalted.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yay for pistachios.
Oh, yes.
And so that is like 1 serving of pistachios daily can help.
Right.
Obviously you're not gonna, I don't think with that you would see immediate results, but so it's over the course of a few weeks.
I feel
you
like
should start
everything.
seeing, so you should start seeing some results. A cup of pomegranate juice daily can also help. Pomegranates is great for your blood pressure or high blood pressure to help normalize and stabilize it. And then fatty fish 3 times a week. So those types of fish
would be salmon, rainbow trout, mussels, tuna, just not canned.
Yeah, try to avoid canned. Sodium's the killer, right? So salt in and of itself is like a big no-no.
What was your tip on
salt? Pink Himalayan salt.
Yes, pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, so at first I tried that like no salt. Someone recommended to me like that no salt that you get at the grocery store. I didn't even know they had that because I never had issues before. I was using like sea salt usually.
Yeah.
And I tried that and I was just like, I felt like it had a weird taste. My taste buds are sensitive, so I felt like it had a weird taste. So I started pink Himalayan salt, and I found I love the taste, and didn't feel like we were being deprived of flavor because we need flavor in our food.
Right.
So it didn't feel like we were being deprived of flavor. And if you look up pink Himalayan salt, there's so many health benefits to taking it, in addition to aiding the fact that you need to eliminate salt for blood pressure reasons. So that is what I use and recommend, and I cook with that for my whole family now.
Hibiscus tea.
Hibiscus tea.
So all the West Indians or the people from the Caribbeans, that's sorrel.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So hibiscus tea, 3 servings a day. I know it as sorrel. I didn't even know the 2 were the same thing.
Right. You can actually get it in tea form at Food Basics. Or you can get the hibiscus flower and boil it and steep it. Yeah.
And lastly, good old whole grain.
Right. That's just good on
this
like
is all great. Yeah, this is all just great dietary information, regardless of high blood pressure. But these specific things will really help if you adjust your diet to incorporating these things regularly. You will definitely see a change. In addition to whatever else your health professional has suggested.
Right, so skip the white rice, switch it to brown.
Yes.
Get into some new grains that you never heard before.
Quinoa.
Amaranth.
Buckwheat.
Barley.
Not the kid from the Rascals. We're not eating children.
Right.
The actual wheat. Buckwheat.
And also, okra. Okra is amazing for bringing down blood pressure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes. So that's another thing as well. And I'm sure there's plenty other foods that will help bring down the blood pressure, but those are some that can get you started.
So stay active, stay informed. Knowledge is power in this sense. I know from my personal experience, going to the doctor and having him put this cuff on me once I knew I had blood pressure issues made that result that much more worse because I would emotionally work myself up to the point of like a ridiculous amount of like anxiety.
Too.
I think they know this, so it's almost like they should trick you into taking the blood pressure test because when you know you have high blood pressure or have those issues. And oh my gosh, and don't have your husbands or partners in the room with you when you're taking these tests with your doctors because just them being there looking to see the results on top of the doctor wanting to see the results. I learned the hard way. Don't do it.
That raises your blood pressure higher.
Go by yourself to the doctor. Take that. I mean, it's enough pressure in and of itself going and seeing where you're at, if you're doing better or not. You do work yourself up. I know my doctor did say that, like, the first reading is like a wash. and then they usually try to take an average from the next 4 or 5 readings. So I mean, by the time you do like the first 2, you're a little bit more calm. By the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, right? Yeah. Because you're not like, oh my god, I think my blood pressure is high, it's high. Let me look. You know, you're like, yeah, yes. So, yeah. With that being said,
now also we have to let these ladies know that focus on yourself first.
Oh yes, how could I forget that?
Yes, because I did that. I want to make sure everybody's eating properly,
right?
But no.
And thinking about changing meals for everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to, focus on yourself first. Like, when I cook, sometimes I will, like, the meats, I will do all, like, the same. And then I will eliminate certain sides for myself and then just give everyone else the rest. So you can kind of still focus on everyone, but not, I don't want to say not 100%. Right. But you can't change everyone's eating everything. Some people are pickier than others. Your health is important. So Absolutely. You've got to get that under control first before thinking, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for everyone to eat differently. Right. Mm-hmm. No, don't do that, because you're just going to put more pressure on yourself, which is going to affect that
your blood pressure
that you're trying to bring down.
And you're not selfish for thinking about yourself.
Yeah, no, it's important, because without you, how's everything going to flow and run? Right. It's proper,
you're the
natural
captain of this ship.
Yes.
Called the family.
Yes, the matriarch.
Right.
So, so focus on you. Get fit by some physical exercise. Keep that cardio going. Look into vitamins too. I found that.
Okay. Perfect.
Product placement. It's kind of backwards, but coenzyme Q10. Also great for cardiovascular help. So that was so interesting that it was just right there.
Right? But honestly.
That's how you know.
Yes. And
we're keeping it real.
Exactly. And also, don't forget to breathe.
Yes.
Meditate. Focus on your breathing. Right.
Let the people say,
Woosah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.